What's going on, guys? Dan back with the Regular Guy Garage. We're gonna keep plugging away at the 331 stroker engine build. I started ringing the pistons, so my goal for today, which I wanted to do the other day, was to get all the rings on the pistons, drop the rods and pistons into the block, and then we will see where I can go from there. All right, so I did one piston already. The interesting thing about these pistons is they actually have an additional ring, which you can see right there at the bottom where that little dimple is. So because the this little oil control area goes through where the wrist pin is, they have this little ring just to kind of keep everything flush or whatever. Never seen that before. It was pretty interesting. Very straightforward to put together though. So anyway, so when you put your pistons together, for those who have never done this before, you need to make sure, and there's a document that came with the rings and stuff that tells you, but so your ring gaps, you don't have them lined up. Now, as the piston moves up and down, these rings are more than likely gonna rotate, but you always wanna have them off staggered or offset, each one, and then as well as the expander in the oil control ring. It's there somewhere. I can't find it. Anyway, so here's the orientation of the rings for us. You know, just a reference, you realistically can put the rings in any configuration, but as long as they are offset. However, I mean, they gave us directions that say, do it this way. So this is the way we're gonna do it. All right, guys, so here's my little makeshift setup here. I got my vise here with, I mean, it's not bolted down, but it's okay. We're not really doing anything strenuous. Got all my rings and stuff set up. One thing you want to have to do piston rings is one of these tools to expand the ring. There is other ways of getting the rings onto the piston. And like, when I was a diesel mechanic and I was working on like really big diesel engines, I mean, we would just put basically half the ring on and slap the back half down and, you know, just run with it. But that's a totally different style of engine. And when you're dealing with like very precision machine tolerances, you know, you want to make sure you're as careful as possible. Also, it's a lot different when you're not working with a giant billion-dollar corporation's equipment than when you're dealing with your own money. So, but anyway, let me get set up and then I'll start ringing these things. All right, so we got all the pistons ringed, ready to go. I will say, after a little bit, you kind of get in a groove, no pun intended, and you start, you know, at the first couple, it took me a bit to get the rings in, but then once I got going, just got easier and easier. These rings overall were not very difficult to put in. I'm gonna go ahead and put the bearings into these connecting rods and then start prepping the block to drop these in. All right, guys, so as you saw last time, got the block all set up here. I'll start on one side, and what I'm gonna do is actually tilt this upright. All right, guys, so now we're gonna start dropping in pistons. I'm gonna show you the process that I use. So obviously, first and foremost, bearings are in. I'm gonna put a little bit of engine assembly lube on the bearings. We're gonna rub that in a second. Now the other thing I do, I got a glove on and I kind of just lightly brush the cylinder wall with a little bit of oil. And then I make sure I go ahead and get a decent amount on the actual rings themselves. Okay, so make sure our arrow is pointed forward towards the front of the engine. Make sure our ring gaps are in the correct position. And that's it, one piston down. I'm gonna go ahead and probably just time lapse the rest of these. I don't think you really wanna see all of the same process over and over. Alright guys, so guys and gals, short block, pretty much done. Gotta put the timing chain on still, but I'm done for right now. I've been plugging away for a little bit, plus I had a job in the middle of the day, but got all the rods and pistons in. All of them have this arrow pointed towards the front of the engine, both sides. Rotates over nice and smooth. So we're good to go. Oh, that's what I wanted to show you. So our buddy over here, he's making a ton of noise. Hey, why are you making so much noise? Anyway, that's what I wanted to show you. The lower, underneath where the, and what I wanted to show you was the, these notches right here. Actually, let me turn on my light. The blocks are notched, and the reason that they are notched is because as the crankshaft travels, actually that one's already past it. Which one's going up to it? Anyway, so yeah, so if you see right here, as the crankshaft is coming past, if that wasn't notched out, that bolt head would either hit or come very close to hitting. And when you're turning, say, we'll call it 6,000 RPM, and I mean, oil slinging everywhere, heat, the metal's heating up and expanding, you could have a catastrophic failure, or you probably would, honestly. So they notch that in, so as the crankshaft spins, the block is nice and safe. Here's actually a pretty good angle. You can see as the bolt comes up, and then it misses it. Okay, and so that's the reasoning for that. This is one of the things with the stroker engines, 347, 331, that's what they have to do to these blocks. They just notch that little portion out so the rod can rotate around, because this is a longer stroke, and gives us more cubic inches, more power, more fun. So that's gonna be it for this video, this portion of the project. I hope you guys like where the project's going. Turning wrenches as I can, I mean, with work and all, plus I got some side stuff that I'm doing. Trying to get as much done as I can on this engine. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing this stuff. If you have any questions, feel free to, put them down in the comments. I really enjoy conversing with you guys. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, be sure to check out the playlist for this car. Plus I have playlists for, and by the way, here's the car for those who haven't seen it. It is an 88 Foxbody. But be sure to check out some of my other videos too, other playlists. I've got a lot of stuff. I love turning wrenches, love trying stuff out. Anyway guys, yeah, check that out. Also, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't follow me on Instagram, @RegularGuyGarage. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one.